The prospect of copper mining in Jamaica is picking up steam, and this is attributed to the mining companies being positive in their outlook as regards to Jamaica acting or functioning as a source of copper and gold. Now, the purpose of this video, with the layman in mind, is to provide you with the general overview as regards to the geology of copper in the context of Jamaica and the close interplay in the area of gold and copper. Now, if you take a look at this image, what it is that you're looking at are examples of common minerals that the copper mineral itself is associated with. Now, what you should take away is that unlike copper coins or copper wires, copper in its most natural state geologically can occur in colorful colors. This is supported by this Google AI statement, which is to say that copper can turn green due to a natural process called oxidation. Now, at this stage, I bring in C3 Metals, one of the mining companies doing significant work in Jamaica's copper and gold exploration endeavors. Now, according to them, there exists an area of 18 kilometers of continuous copper zones. Now, they went on to say that there exist numerous mineralization styles in the form of porphyry, epithermal, and volcanic red bed. I'll provide some insight on these in a bit. Via their drill hole project, what they went on to observe are bornite and chalcopyrite minerals. The image on the left is that of bornite, and the chemical formula of this is copper 5, iron, sulfur 4. The image on the right is that of chalcopyrite, and its chemical formula is copper, iron, sulfur 2. Now, what it is that you can basically gather is that both of these minerals have close similarity in terms of their chemical formulas. Both of them have iron. Now, this image is that of mine captured in Portland, and this highlights a land slippage area where you can see a zone of colorful green-blue, and around it you can see like a little brown or orange reddish brown hue. I will assume that the orange reddish brown hue is an oxidized zone, and the greenish blue area is that of copper minerals. Now, my hypothesis resides in how the copper minerals that I have described can be represented in the field, as you can see in this example from another location outside of Jamaica. And similar to that, the statements made by C3 Metals president of their chalcopyrite and bornite observation within their exploration zones. Now, at this time, I discuss the mineralization styles of copper and its associated minerals. Now, porphyry speaks to igneous rocks characterized by its porphyritic texture, meaning larger crystals within a finer ground mass. Epithermal speaks to the hydrothermal deposits or the deposition of minerals as a result of hot water, as an example. So think of this as submarine or underwater, sea floor, or within subduction zones, as an example. Volcanic red bed copper deposits are those deposits that are found in subaerial volcanic sequences. And these zones, according to the AI, gives us some association minerals in the form of silver. Similar to that, they can be pretty much made available in pockets of host rock. So essentially, an example of this deposition style would be the copper associated minerals within gaps, such as cracks, such as within those spaces, vesicle spaces within the host rock itself. Now, although this video is not about gold, what you should know is that copper and gold are associated. If you find copper, you're more than likely will find gold, and vice versa. Mr. Simons, the president of C3 Metals, is quoted in the Jamaica Gleaner article on June 4, 2025, highlighting what he references as very good copper equivalent basis numbers, which is 0.4% average copper and 0.2% average gold. These numbers, according to Mr. Simons, are numbers that several open pit copper mines are operating on across the world. I would imagine that at this point you should be experiencing some degree of euphoria with these references. However, there is a caveat, and this caveat is highlighted within the same article. According to Mr. San Hueza, the acting exploration manager of Barrick for Jamaica, one of the main challenges to mining in Jamaica is that most of the country is covered with limestone, which will have to be removed to accurately determine the levels of gold and copper that is here. So, the best known in terms of the area that more than likely can be the zone of mining currently is Bellas Gate. Similar sentiments are shared by C3 Metals, which basically says that unless they receive some form of significant investment, they will have to focus their efforts on near surface exploration endeavors. Now then, where does Jamaica stand today, June 13, 2025? Well, Jamaica does have copper zones. Jamaica also does have gold. And according to the mining companies, the zone of most benefit currently are near surface exploration zones, such as in the Bellas Gate area. There does also exist the potential for wider scale on the mainland exploration work. However, the main challenge to that is the thick overlay of limestone over the bulk of Jamaica's mainland. In my view, this then suggests that offshore exploration should also be something that is considered. But then again, obviously, exploration costs money. So, with that being said, we should just basically continue to observe the endeavors of these companies as well as professionals, because more than likely, chances are that there could be that pocket that could prove very rewarding for both these companies and Jamaica in extension.